This Friday, we have our first roster update, and usually in years past, the Wednesday before has always been the cutoff date, so by now, they should have a pretty good idea of who's going to get upgraded and who's going to get downgraded. In today's video, we're going to take a stab at predicting what players those are, and there's quite a few that we could see gain some massive upgrades, and only a handful that I could actually realistically see get downgraded. But we got a lot to go over, so let's just hop right into it. Starting out with the upgrades, I'm very confident about him finally going diamond, and that's RAFAEL. It feels like he's been in the league for a while now, but he's still only 25 years old. Last year, he set a career high with 38 home runs, career high with 113 RBIs, and coming into the year, a lot of people considered him a dark horse MVP candidate, and he's not disappointing. He started slipping a little bit as of recently and doesn't draw a lot of walks, but even without all that, he's hitting a 113 OPS plus. I think the big thing to take away from this year so far is he's hitting lefties at a much higher rate. It's only been 22 plate appearances, but he's got a 318 batting average versus them. I don't think it'll take much to get RAFAEL to be a diamond, and even with the struggles over the past couple games, I think he's a pretty safe bet. Especially after last night's performance, I think Anthony Rizzo is a safe bet to get upgrade to a gold. He currently leads the league with 8 home runs. He's only 6 off from his total from all of last year. A 411 on base percentage, leads the league in total bases, a 1144 OPS, and a 233 OPS plus. That also shows how down hitting is, but he's 133% better than league average. I thought he should have been a gold to begin the year, but it's all but certain he's gonna get a gold upgrade on Friday. We got a couple of Rays to talk about. First, I'm going with a big upgrade for FRANCO. I think he's gonna go from an 80 overall gold to an 85 overall diamond. #1 prospect in baseball up until he got called up, generational talent, and last year he was really good as a rookie. And in 16 games so far this year, just about every single statistic has proved from his great rookie campaign. A 999 OPS, 203 OPS plus. He's tied with Rizzo for the league lead in total bases. He's hitting 338 so far this year. And you see his stats, he's terrible versus left-handed pitching and only 18 plate appearances, but he's hitting 412 with a home run to go along with it. I'm just feeling a massive upgrade for FRANCO. The Rays actually have a couple people we could talk about. I don't think he'll get upgraded this week, but keep an eye out for Shane McClanahan as a gold upgrade later in the year. But I want to see G-Man Choi get upgrade to a silver. He hasn't been the best the last couple of years, but there are players who have been much worse who are at least a silver overall, and he's been killing it this year. Leads the league in on base percentage with 491, 357 average. And his stats versus lefties is terrible, but he's 5 for 8 so far with a 625 batting average versus lefties. I see no harm in G-Man getting upgrade to a silver. He's already diamond, but Jose Ramirez, safe bet to get upgrade to at least a 90 overall. You can argue he's been a top 5 hitter in baseball since 2020, finishing 2nd in MVP voting 2020, 6th last year. So far this year, all he's doing is hitting 344 with a 411 on base percentage, 21 RBIs, and he's giving Guardians fans at least a little bit of hope that they could be relevant this year. They're surprising some people, and we gotta backtrack. We gotta go back to the Yankees because we gotta talk about Michael King. I feel like a lot of people might know his name by now just because of Pitching Ninja's tweets over the past couple days of his nasty slurve and slider, but so far this year he's got a .84 ERA with 15.2 Ks per 9. His Ks per 9 on his card right now is only a 57. That's definitely good enough for a boost. Another card that's alright diamond that I could see gain a few upgrade boost is Byron Buxton. A healthy Byron Buxton is an MVP candidate and one of the most exciting players in baseball to watch. Arguably the best defensive player, arguably the fastest player, and over his last 2 years he's found the contact and the power and the plate discipline that he didn't have in previous seasons. In his last 72 games, he has 25 home runs, hitting right around 310, 10 stolen bases, and Gold Glove defense. He's the definition of a 5-tool player. I think he'll get upgraded close to a 90. Mariners are a team on the come up. They just gotta wait for some of their top guys to produce at the MLB level, but they're having some other guys step up. But one of those top guys that's starting to take off is Logan Gilbert, starting pitcher in their rotation. This man so far in 4 games has a 0.4 ERA. That's an ERA plus of 8.86. So far, his command has been really good. He's only given up 1 home run, limiting a lot of damage. I mean, there's just not more this kid can do. And then the obvious one on the Mariners is Ty France. What Logan Gilbert's doing, he can't keep up, and there's no way Ty France can keep doing what he's doing because he's just on a tear right now. Hitting 368, leads the league league in hits with 25, tied with Ramirez and RBIs with 21. Ooh, 25 OPS, and he's only 2 points away from being a GOAT. So I think it's pretty safe to say he's gonna get there. Ty France, I've always felt like was one of the most underappreciated players in the MLB. He's damn good, bro. Dude, I feel so bad for Ozzy Albies. I mean, not too bad. He's, you know, making millions, gets to play baseball for a living. But he's currently under arguably the worst contract in MLB history. And for MLB The Show purposes, which I'm sure he doesn't give a fuck about, he always starts the year as an 83, 84 overall gold, and then he works his way to a diamond at some point in the year. Happens every single year. I want him to see his diamond upgrade right away. I mean, he's one of the best second basemen in the league. He's got 6 home runs, which is tied for the NL lead, so the power's starting to show up. 905 OPS. And I just want to skip it. We know he's going to get upgraded to a diamond at some point. Let's just skip the process, get him there right away. He should have been one to start the year. Marlins are an exciting team. They got a lot of promise on that team and in their farm system we could see. One of those guys being Jazz Chisholm, who is just making baseball so fun. He's much watched TV. From stepping out of the batter's box to some boomer just telling him off. Gets back in, pimps a home run. I mean, he made a baseball glove that looks like an ice cream cone. He's just very personable, fun guy to watch, and he is off to an insane start to the season. I mean, let's talk about the season he had last year in his rookie campaign that a lot of people labeled a disappointment because he only hit 248, only had a 303 on base percentage, but he hit 18 home runs and 23 RBIs, almost had a 2020 season in his rookie year. And people like to see these top prospects come up and hit right away, and I think this year's a perfect example showing that that does not happen very often. What is labeled the best rookie class of all time is you got Bobby Witt, you got Julio Rodriguez, Spencer Torkelson. You got 3 top 5 prospects in the game up right now, and they're all showing struggles. The sophomore campaign for Jazz has been off to a fantastic start. Already has 4 home runs and 4 stolen bases, 286 average, so the average is up. The on-base percentage is 327, so not the best, but still up there. OPS just north of 1,000. He's got 14 hits, 9 of them have been for extra bases. You either love Jazz or you hate him. I'm on the hype train for him, so I hope he gets upgraded. I hope we see a lot of really good Jazz Chisholm cards throughout the year. And then the Marlins have a stacked farm system that's very top heavy in pitching prospects, has a lot of really good young potential starting pitchers in the major league level. And who would have guessed anchoring that staff so far would be Pablo Lopez. 3 games so far, he has a .52 ERA, a whip of .75, ERA plus of 7.46. His numbers are very, very similar to Logan Gilbert, who we showed a little bit earlier. And I think last year Pablo Lopez got upgraded to a gold at some point, I believe. And I think he's taken the step this year. He's still only 26. Hate to say it, but the Mets have been the best team in baseball so far this year. Francisco Lindor is on Diamond Watch. I don't think he'll get there on Friday, but he's starting to look like his old self, which I can't say the same about Yelly, which is disappointing. But Chris Bassett is off to a fantastic start. The entire rotation is just lights out, even without DeGrom. I feel like they didn't give the A's a lot to get Chris Bassett. I also feel like he's been one of the more underrated pitchers over the past couple of years. I mean, the 2 years before this season, he had a 3.34 and a 3.59 FIP, which is decent. Both years, he finished top 10 in Cy Young voting. And then this year in 4 starts, he's got 2.25 ERA, 26 strikeouts in 24 innings, which is about 9.8 strikeouts per 9, a whip under 1, and he's only given up 5.6 hits per 9. Small sample size, but he's already 79. He doesn't need much more to get upgrade to a gold. I mean, you look at his inside edge, he's up to an 81. What stat did they boost? Oh, he's parallel 1. I think that also shows he does not need much to get to a gold. I'm gonna give the Pirates some love and say Brian Hayes is gonna get upgrade to a gold. Am I the only one that was shocked when he signed his extension this year for $70 million? And that was the largest contract ever given out by the Pirates. They've had some great players over there. I thought for sure McCutch in his glory days would have a $100 million deal with them. His biggest thing has been health though. He only played in 96 games last year, showed some potential and also showed why he's a rookie. But this year, he's hitting everything. He's hitting 364. The power hasn't been there yet, still hasn't hit a home run. He's getting on base at a high clip with a 438 on base percentage, OPS plus of over 900. And even though he hasn't hit a home run yet, he's still showing some pop with 6 doubles. Another guy off to a tear right now that is helping the Rockies be competitive through the first less than 20 games so far is CJ Cron, which is funny because he's really doing no different than what he has in previous seasons. Especially last year, he was amazing in Colorado. But still, he's leading the NL in home runs and RBIs, also total bases. Last year, he had a 905 OPS. This year, 952. The dude just mashes, and he's not going to need much to go to a gold. Then the last upgrade I want to talk about is a new diamond, and that's going to be Carlos Rodon. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. He finished 5th in Cy Young voting last year, and people still had concerns about him entering the free agency because of his injury history. And then so far this year, in 4 starts, he has a 1.17 ERA, leads the league in strikeouts with 38 in only 23 innings, hasn't allowed a home run yet, leads the NL in Ks per 9 with 14.9, and he's looking even more dominant than he was last year. He's finally being able to stay healthy, and that's showing why he was a top prospect once. So those are all the upgrades I have. There's a lot of them, but now we gotta talk about the downgrades. Don't have nearly as much, just because we're not even 20 games into the season yet. I don't feel comfortable just dropping people off the face of the planet already, but there's still definitely some cards that shouldn't have even been as high as they are now coming into the year. One of those players is Joey Gallo. New York has been terrible for him. He needs to get off that team. Joey Gallo hit his first home run of the season yesterday, which he is notorious for hitting for a very low batting average, but a ton of home runs. He leads the league in strikeouts every single year, and since coming to New York, he hit 160 last year. He's hitting 154 this year. Last year, his OPS was 808 with an OPS plus of 121, but with all the bad he brings from the offensive side, I don't think his contact should even be where it's at right now. And also, his defense has not been that good. Last year, he had a defensive WAR of exactly 0, and he somehow won Gold Glove. And then so far this year, it's negative 0.2. Joey Gallo needs to be a silver. Tommy Pham last year hit 229 with only a 724 OPS. This year, he's been even worse with a 173 batting average, a 598 OPS, and a 67 OPS plus. And then even if we go back to 2020, which is just harsh because it was such a weird season, but he still hit 211, a 624 OPS. Tommy Pham has not been good since 2019, so I'd say even being a silver is a little too high. Last guy I want to talk about is Yadier Molina. Yes, I'm a Yadier Molina hater, hate the Cardinals. Well, what has this guy provided over the past couple years? He hasn't gotten over a 711 OPS since 2018. In that time frame, his high for home runs has been 11. He somehow made an all-star team last year, but that's 100% based off name recognition. Doesn't get on base at a high clip. Last year defensively was the first year he's had a WAR of over 1 on the defensive side since 2015. Yadier Molina just ain't it anymore. I think he should be a low-end silver, but they'll probably put him down to 79 or 78. Like I said, not a lot of downgrades that I want to talk about, just because we're only a handful of games into the season, but the guys that I did provide, they've been bad for a couple years now. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Do you agree with some of my upgrades? Do you agree with some of my downgrades? And who are some players that you would throw in there? Let me know in the comments section. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.